darlings, it's me, Lita, again. Sorry, you like the hairstyle over here. This is I wanted to wear my hair down today, but it's super windy outside. So I compromised and I wore it to the side instead of in the back like usual. So I had a thought, and I'm putting this out there to you guys because this is something that I've thought off and on about, and is, I don't know, it's one of the reasons that I homeschool. And here goes. Okay, so you are only as good as your education, right? You can only go so far as you have knowledge to go, right? Like, so in life, if you are well educated, you have more ability to go farther. Not that you necessarily do, because not everybody uses their knowledge, but you at least have the capacity to go farther than those who are not so well educated. We are victims of our environment as well. That all goes hand in hand with our education. We are educated by our environment around us. We learn so much just through osmosis of the experience of living. And so when it comes to education and our public schools in the United States, what is the solution to the disparity between the education offered to children in low-income neighborhoods and the education offered to children in high-income neighborhoods? Now you say, okay, well, those children in the high-income neighborhoods, their schools are better because they've got they've got higher taxes. So because they're paying higher taxes, they get, better schooling and all of that, because that's what taxes go to pay for. Which I get. I mean, I do. I get it. But because I live in a low-income neighborhood, my kids don't get as great of a chance at this free public education as your kids do. No, I'm not okay with that. But I don't know how to solve that problem. I just don't know. I don't know the answer to solving that problem, because if you say, well, make the higher income people pay for better education for the lower income people, well, that's all fine and great, except then you've got people screaming socialism at you, and nobody likes socialists, because apparently, and I understand and I agree that, it's not charity if you're forced, to give something to somebody else. And I don't believe that that's right either. But, like, where's the line? Where do we say, enough is enough? And I'm going to help you. I'm going to not let these lower income people have to suffer with poor educational support. Like, I don't know, it's ridiculous to me. I was just listening to a little bit on the radio, and they were talking to two young women who live 10 miles apart from each other, and are in different schools, and one of them, like, it's an expectation that she's going to go to Harvard, like she's going to become a lawyer. Like, that's just, all of her family have gone to Harvard, and everyone in their neighborhood goes to prestigious schools, and it's just, that thing. And where the other one, comes from a school where everyone is on, free lunch, and they don't have the assistance. Their school is crap. I mean, I don't know any better way to put it other than that. Their school is crap. And my car. And she's like, I thought that college was for those, you know, really, really smart or really, really rich people. She, you know, college wasn't ever even a consideration in her mind before, because it was seemed so out of reach. Why does it seem so out of reach? Well, it seems so out of reach because we make it that way when we force them to go to poor schools. You are a product of your education. You are a product of your environment. So if we want to help people better themselves, we need to give them a better environment. So that's why I homeschool, because I refuse to support that system at the public school. It's twisted, it's broken, it's wrong, it's keeping, you know, the upper middle classes and upper classes upper class, and it's keeping the lower classes lower class, and I don't support that. So I homeschool my kids. I give them the best education that I can. I did have an education in a, you know, a more upper class neighborhood. I had a fairly decent education, though I wasn't interested in it at all at the time. But being that now I know how to educate myself, I know how to teach myself trigonometry. I can do it if I want to. I know how to do it, you know, like the resources are out there. The internet is amazing. There's so many resources available to be able to self-educate and to help educate your children as well, and other people. Like, I can seek out those people that have the knowledge that I don't have to be able to share with my children, instead of having to rely on the public school system to try and accomplish that. Anyways, those are my thoughts.